Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. So first up, I apologize, my voice, I'm sick. I figured it was gonna happen some point this winter, so here I am, I'm sick. And the show must go on, so I'm gonna power through it and keep bringing you videos every single day. There's no such thing as sick days when you're a YouTuber. And in today's video, I'm going to be sharing with you how I edit my Instagram pictures. I feel like this has been a long time coming. I'm pretty sure I said I was gonna do this video back in March when I did a What's on My Phone video, and it's only happening right now. So for that, I'm very, very sorry. So if you do follow me on Instagram, you would know that this is what my feed looks like. It's kind of not got a whole lot of color, and everything's kind of got this gray theme to it because gray is my favorite color. Obviously, I'm wearing a gray shirt. It's just my favorite color. So yeah, this is what my Instagram feed looks like. And if you do enjoy this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe if you're new. And my Instagram will be listed in the description if you'd like to check it out. And let's go ahead and get started. So when it comes to editing my Instagram pictures, I have this folder here called photography that I use anywhere from 2 to 6 apps before a picture goes on Instagram. I know it's a little bit crazy, but it's so much fun, and I actually really enjoy the whole process of designing and editing a photo. So the first app that I always use is Vsco Cam, and as you can see, there are some of my previous pictures there. So I go ahead and I import the newest picture that I want to edit. So for the purpose of today's video, I'm actually going to edit a picture that I put on Instagram maybe 2 months ago, and it is a picture of when my desk calendar that is right there behind me said July. So this is what we're working with today. So basically it'll come in selected, you want to unselect it, and then I go and select the previous picture. I go down to the far right bottom with the little 3 dots, and I click that and click copy edits. Then I select the image I just imported, back down to the 3 dots at the bottom, and then I click paste edits. So I have this sort of bluish tinge filter. You can go in, I'm pretty sure it is a C1 or C3 filter. I'm not really sure. What I did is I went to Google, and you can actually go through and search different Instagram filters with different combinations, and I went through and I trialed a whole bunch of them on images, and then I came up with this one, and then I changed all the settings. So if you go in, like my exposure is as is, my contrast is up 2, my highlights are +4, my temperature is down 2, and basically they all just stay as is. I can't even really remember what it is I did to get this type of filter. I just did it, and then I forgot about it because all I do is I just copy all of those edits from the previous picture and paste them onto the new one. So once I've pasted that, that's all I do in this app now is I just paste the edits. I go to save to camera roll, and I save the actual size because you want it to be the best quality. Then I move on to Avery, which is right next to it. So I have just selected the image that I just put the filter onto. I'm going to go into adjust here because I like this app better to change like the brightness, which I'm gonna up a little bit, and the exposure just a little bit, and the contrast. So this is the app that I like to do this in. Then I will apply it. Then I'm going to go all the way to the end, and I'm going to select splash, and I use either like all 3 of these tools at one point or another. So as you can see, it's made everything black and white, so everything's gray, and then I'm going to use my fingers to zoom in, and then using the free color, I'm going to use my finger to slowly add color back into the image where I want it to be, so that the background and like the base of all my images is black and white. So I am going to just do this. Keep going until all of the colors back in. If you do go out of the lines, so like out here, you can only just see the blue, just select the erase and go back over it so that you can bring the grayscale right up to the color. And there's a couple of pencils that already have some color into them. It doesn't let you zoom in any further than what I just showed you, so sometimes you just have to work with that limitation, but this is the part that can take a very, very long time if the image is really, really fiddly. This one is probably a medium in terms of images that I've had to add color to. It's painful, but it's not the worst. So once I've added all the color back in the way that I want to, I just press apply, and then I save the image. and then I press done. So I've only used 2 apps to get that image where I want it to be. Then I'm gonna go into Pout, which is like a kind of like an Instagram app, and I actually use this to match up my images and see if it's gonna fit with my theme. So I'm going to add the image. So I'm gonna add this, I'm gonna select choose. This app is a little temperamental. Sometimes it crashes. It's not really that great of an app, so you've got to be patient with it, but I'm going to post it and then I will be able to see if it's going to match up with the rest of my images. So that's what it looks like now with the rest of my apps. I think it fits really well because I like to have everything kind of like a little bit more white in some other pictures and a little bit more gray. So I wouldn't actually change that anymore, but sometimes if it's too dark, I will go into Snapseed, which is another one of my apps, and you can do some other things in there to lighten it up and change the contrast. For example, in Snapseed on this particular selfie, if I wanted to lighten the background, I would pick selective and I would pick a spot, and then you can up the brightness of the background, and then you can do another one over here, and that will change the background if I want it to be like really, really white. So this is what I use the Snapseed for, is to kind of do selective bits or even just up and down the contrast once I've edited it in all the other apps. So those are kind of like the 3 main ones I use. I use Facetune if I'm gonna do my eyes and my cheeks and other things and my hair and whatnot. But pretty much it's just VSCO, Avery, Facetune, Snapseed, and Pout. I use Line Camera if I want to put on like a watermark, which I haven't been doing for such a long time, so that's kind of all I use. So yeah, that's pretty much how I get my Instagram theme, and I get it looking that way with kind of all the grays and the whites. And I feel like once you kind of work out what your editing style is going to be, you can pretty much make any picture fit. But again, you have to edit each picture individually because not all photos are taken in the same light or the same place. So you do have to learn how to be able to take any picture and match it up, and that's why I use the selective tool in Snapseed, and I use the black and white tool in Avery, and then I also just do that filter on everything just so that it all kind of ties in with the same sort of color. So that's kind of how I edit my Instagram pictures. I hope that was at least a little bit helpful. That was such a basic picture. I mean, editing all the color back in literally took like 10 minutes, but for the most part, my pictures are just the filter in Vsco Cam, and then the black and white in the Avery, and then I put it into Pout to see if it matches. If it doesn't match, I go back to Snapseed and I will change the contrast and the light and the saturation and everything in Snapseed. And like I said, if it's gonna be my face, it goes into Facetune to kind of smooth it out or do my brightening of my eyes. So yeah, that's pretty much how I get the grayish theme to all of my Instagram pictures. I really hope you guys have enjoyed this video and that it was at least somewhat informative. And if you have any questions or anything like that, please leave them in the comments below and I will definitely get in and reply to you. And up the top here, you can check out my last video. Down the bottom, I'll have a link to a what's on my iPhone video, and I will see you guys in tomorrow's video. Bye!